Good morning. Good morning. I tell you, today is July 20th. The year is rushing by. Even during this pandemic, I feel like you know, time is moving on, and some of us are still in waiting. And that's what our discussion is today. Wait. What are you waiting for? What's waiting for you? How long have you been waiting? You know, what constitutes your wait? You know, when will the waiting be over? We're all waiting. We are all currently waiting. We're waiting for COVID 19 to be handled, to be taken down, to be stomped on, to be dealt with in such a way that it's no longer a threat. But currently, it is still a threat. You know, it's a threat for a lot of people who may have some underlying conditions, or they're just carriers. They doesn't affect them, but they could affect somebody else. The illness. And I tell you, I'm waiting for my results. And I decided last week, I think I did it Thursday evening. I said, you know what? I need to go do that. I need to go find out, just for myself. I didn't feel sick. And when I first tried to go about getting, good morning, Jean. When I first tried to go to check on how I could get the COVID 19 test, I was told that everything I went to where it said you do it online and you have to, check off all these boxes, and then they talk about the need to come and the urgency to come. Well, I don't have any symptoms. I haven't had anything. But occasionally I've had to go out for meetings. And even though I may cover up, somebody still may sneeze around me or whatever. It just happens. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and check it out and as they say, be a big girl. And I went and did it. So I'm in waiting for my results. And I'm not scared. I mean, if they come back and they even say that they're positive, that'll let you know that I've not slowed down. I'm still okay. I only had one day where I felt a little tired, and had like a little sniffles, but that was like pretty much it's like been 8, 9 days ago. So my prayer is that I'm fine. And always when I go out, I'm covered up. I always have on my mask. Sometimes I have on gloves, depending on where I'm going into, like certain markets. I will put on my gloves, because they don't always clean up the baskets like they say they're supposed to. But anyway, there it is. But I'm going to ask you this question. Are you stuck? Yes. Periodically, we're all stuck. Good morning, T. Good morning, Bruce. Hempel, what? My buddy. I love that guy. That guy's all right with me. But anyway, when we speak to are you stuck today, we could be stuck on anything. Stuck on our finances, stuck on love lost, love desired, whatever. We could be, stuck in our homes because of the virus. But there's all sorts of ways to really consider being stuck. But this morning we're talking about the wait. The wait. How long do you wait for something? And periodically we just have to be waiting. We're in waiting. Either we're waiting for something to happen to us or for us, or we're waiting to do something or make something happen. That's what we're all about. So anyway, here it is. My poem today is by E.H. I don't know who E.H. is. But E.H. has a lot of information on the website, on Pinterest, and it's always good. Whoever E.H. is, E.H. has a good sense of words and rhythm. But anyway, here it is. It says, we're waiting for tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. Our last breath is right upon our heels, yet we still refuse to run. 86,400 seconds, and we're in another day, all slipping through our fingers as we look the other way. Days, weeks, months, and years are made up of right now, a string of fleeting moments that we never can pin down. We gaze into the future as though it's where we're meant to be, always planning for that day when we can say that we're happy. We spend so long looking forward that we may as well be blind, since we don't see until the very end all the things we've left behind. Now I know it's not just a theory, but I think I've worked out how. The only way to find happiness is to love what you have now. I like that. How you like that? If you like it, put a note in there for it. I like that. Because it just says that even though we plan and plan and plan, we don't know what or when our last breath will be. So we're in waiting. We are in waiting. Waiting on what? Waiting. It says waiting for tomorrow. And tomorrow never comes. That's good stuff. Good morning, Deborah. Waiting for results. That's right. I'm waiting for my results. I certainly am. But anyway, when we speak to wait, we want to ask, well, what is wait? Wait. We always waiting on something. It says to stay where one is for delay action or until a particular time or until something else happens. Good morning, OJ. And so it says when we wait, we hold back. You know, it says we bide our time. We mark time. We cool our heels. We halt things. We discontinue. We rest. We hold on. We hang. We hang and we hang around. We sit tight and we expect. All those things talks about the wait. So our wait, your wait, we all have it. It all comes to us. You know, it comes for something that we're waiting on that's huge, you know, because every once in a while I have a girlfriend, when she goes in, you know, she's always saying, I'm waiting on my results, because she's a cancer survivor. And she is always worried about what's the scan's going to show. What's it going to show? What's the dye going to show? And so she's always in waiting after she has that kind of procedure. And that's all of us. We're all waiting on something. Could be something small, could be something huge, but the wait is in. So when we start off with the W, the wait is generally a want. First of all, it's a want to know. I got to know something. You know, I'm waiting on this thing to happen. Why? So to want something is to have a desire to possess or do something or wish for something to happen. Good morning, Felicia. So therefore, it's just letting you know that to wait is also to want. You want results. You want to know what's next. What do I do? Which way do I go? You know, how much do I have to pay? When do I have to be there? Those are all things of wanting more out of your wait. You want the wait, and most of us do, to be over. It says, so the want is your desire, your fancy, your like, your set of one's heart on, your wish for something to occur, your crave, your need, your covet, your itch for something, your hankering, your yearn, and your long for. All those are your wants as you're waiting on what you're waiting on. As you're waiting for it. You have all those things that go on in your head, in your heart, in your body, because you're trying to say, okay, so what's next? And when do I go about this? And how do I do it? You know, and sometimes, to me, wait comes with fear. Wait comes with anticipation. Wait comes with anxiety. Wait comes with frustration. Wait comes with, you know, what I would call out and out hurt, pain, you know, because you're waiting for something else to happen to relieve you of what you're feeling right now. You're waiting on it. Okay. So the A of in wait, now we're W, now we're on A, talks about anticipation. When you wait on something, you are anticipating something to happen. Even if it's a negative something, sometimes the need to know addresses the anticipation. Because now you no longer have anticipation because you know. But you have to get through the point where you're anticipating the wait to come forward, the weight to reveal, the weight to determine, the weight to expose whatever happens. Good morning, Lavender. And so, really and truthfully, when you talk about anticipation of your weight, you're talking about the action of anticipating something. You're talking about the expectation or the prediction. Because sometimes, you could have something that's been predicted to you. You're waiting to see it as it happen. Like you may want to, at one time, remember you could call Dionne Warwick for the hotline and she would tell you her psychic thing of what was going on. Then there was some other woman. If you remember that other woman's name, I think they took her to jail for fraud. But anyway, she was predicting what your future was going to be. And so you're waiting on whatever they said was going to happen. You're waiting for it to happen. And so anticipation talks about the expectation, the prediction, the forecast. It talks about the expectancy, the hope, the excitement, the suspense. See, I didn't give you that one. The suspense, the in case of, the ready for what's next, and the in preparation for whatever's happening. That is the weight of using anticipation because it happens. Then the I of weight is imagine. Now you know darn well that before you even found results, or you found out something about somebody else or something, some project or promotion or whatever, you had already imagined yourself having something that was either better or worse than where you are now. You either had dreamt it or you just daydreamed it. You just had an opportunity to say, hey, look, I could see myself, in that job, that wonderful corner office, on the 15th floor, doing my thing, having, 250 people, to supervise. And then it doesn't happen. Okay. But the weight certainly puts you there. Good morning, Sue. Anyway, you end up in a position of, wow, I see myself someplace else. I see myself doing better. I see myself married. I see myself, in a better job. I see myself in a bigger home. I see myself in a nice apartment, in a nice neighborhood. So those are things that you would just imagine yourself. And I got to tell you, and I don't know if you've heard this before, but when I wanted my doctorate, I'd gone to the Jocelyn, I think that's how you say it, Jocelyn. They have all kinds of things, regalia for graduates to be. So I said, I want my doctorate and I know what color my robe is. So I went in there and I looked all around for the education robe. I literally cut out the woman's face that was in that picture and I put my picture in it. And then everywhere in the house, I would affix it to the mirrors. I had it in the refrigerator, on the refrigerator door. I had it upstairs in the bathroom. I had it on my mirror in my bedroom. This way, I was imagining what I wanted for and what I was waiting on. My wait was to finish. My wait was to get that doctorate. My wait was, my hallelujah. Because I had imagined myself being there. If you've imagined yourself doing something, put it there in the thread and talk about it. What'd you imagine yourself doing? And then when it happened, the wait was over, you were excited, or you might have not been excited. Maybe it happened and you didn't like what you got or what you received, but put it in there. But to imagine something is to literally visualize it. You're visualizing it. You're envisioning it. You're picturing it. You're conceptualizing it for yourself. You plan it out in your head and heart. You project it, and then you look at the scheme of how you can get it. That's what imagination does for your weight. Your weight helps you continue to wait. Your imagination, your anticipation, and your want continue to be a part of you being what I would call patiently waiting on your weight. Sometimes we're not patient and we still don't get it. It still doesn't come to us any quicker, but we just are able to verbalize the fact that we're tired of waiting. We're tired of waiting on something that should be ours, it isn't. Good morning, Barbara. And so we talk about What's the T? The T is the tenaciousness. To be tenacious. Tenacious is tending to keep a firm hold on something, clinging or anchoring closely to whatever it is, or it's not readily relinquished. My daughter trying to come in the front door. And it talks about it's a position, it's a principle, it's a course of action. It's something that is determined. It's determined in your head that this is what you want for yourself. You've already identified what it is you want. Oh, it says, Deborah says, and boy, we did celebrate you when you got your PhD. You sure did. We had a ball. We did. I thank you for that. I thank you. I was crazy getting it. People didn't know. Bruce knew. Bruce Hemphill, if he's still on here, he knew I was crazy as heck. There was a period of time that I should have been certifiable over there at Lakeview. Okay? Because whenever you're doing a big project, a book, a dissertation, there's craziness involved because you've really separated yourself from living. You're trying to live this, what I call this wait on, I'm going to get it moment, and then moments become, minutes become years, because it took me 2.5 years to get it, but I was given it. The Lord gave it to me. But anyway, to look at being tenacious, you're looking at being firm and tight and fast, clinging, strong, forceful, unshakable, unmovable, and basically glued. It says it has a glutinous effect, meaning you were right there. You ain't going to leave it. You're not going to leave it at all. The reason you're not going to leave it because it's been put into your spirit that is for you. If you've started a business and nobody else thought that you could do your business and you're still doing your business, guess what? It was for you. You don't have to wait on anybody else doing what's for you. It's yours. Good morning, Wanda. So what I'm saying to you is your weight is your weight. It's no one else's weight. Okay, but you have to determine how you're going to go through your weight. If you're going to go through your weight, then you still need what I call some piling, some foundation on how you're going to be standing up until the weight is over. And sometimes we get weary. We get weary waiting on what we believe belongs to us, what we believe is ours. But yet and still, in order for us to do it, we have to go through whatever that time period that's been determined by our higher power, our God. For me it's God, for you it may be somebody else, but the weight is the weight. You got to wait on it. You don't even know if it's going to take 2 weeks, 6 months, a year, 5 years. You don't know. But the point is you plan it out. You understand that the wait still has to continue to be your want to know what that wait was for, what the results are going to come after. You want to know that when you anticipate something, there's a reason for the anticipation. It could be a good one or it could be a bad one. I think when I first, found out that I had cancer, but before I found out, I just suspected that I did. And I, went to the doctor and, and that was it. Came home. When I never home on a Saturday morning, I always got something to do. And that Saturday morning, the phone rang, and who was it? It was the doctor. And he says, Dr. Winborn, I never call anybody but on Saturday. And I knew immediately. So even though I tried to put it out my head what my weight was, once the biopsy was done, then the weight was going to be the weight. That once he had the results, he was going to inform me. And that's what he promised me when I talked with him after the procedure. So sometimes we don't know how long our wait is going to be, but we do have to anticipate something. We do have to look at it as a way to really say, okay, I want to know the results. I want to know what the next step is going to be. And even the Bible says, I'm going to wait, and not get weary. I'm gonna run on. I'm gonna keep going. I want to see what the end's going to be. All that is a part of the wait, all of it. And then you're going to imagine. You're going to imagine that, and sometimes we go way far left out field, way out there. Okay, we've hit a home run on what we think it is, what we think the problem is, what we think some Some bad things are going to happen. And guess what? It doesn't. But the wait may have been anguishing for us, may have been painful for us to wait. But guess what? We all end up having to wait. We do. And the last thing, of course, being, tenacious really looks at how we're going to hold on. How we're going to hold on to the idea that we're going to do the wait. Whatever that wait involves, we're just gonna say, hey, look, I know I got to do it. Can't nobody else do it for me. It has to be me. And there it is. And that's what happens. That is what happens. But if you've waited on something that you anticipated a long time ago and it wasn't a good result, put it in there. Or it was a good result. Waiting to go to the doctor, okay. So when we go to the doctor, we're going to see what the doctor says. Every once in a while when I used to go there, he doesn't do that much that now, but when I used to go, he says, okay, I told you I wanted you to lose 10, not gain 10. So that's not as much as a problem as it used to be before, but I hated to go see him. But you know what? He was there waiting for me. He was there happy to see me and said, okay, doc, you need to get this 10 pounds off, And he wouldn't even say that I had more like 50, but he was being nice. He was just saying, handle what you can, do 10 at a time. So, sometimes we have to just understand what the wait is all about. The wait sometimes can even be funny. We can wait on something, and once we get it, it's nothing like what we waited on. Nothing. Why? Because we done built it up in our head. It was going to be fabulous, I'm quite sure there's people that have met somebody and they thought it was going to be beautiful. Or, some people, they wait on the divorce to be ended. They wait on the marriage to be done, the ceremony. They wait. So waiting is always a part of our life. There's always going to be a wait on something. They're even talking about the lines to get in certain areas to get the COVID-19 test. That the lines sometimes are 6 and 8 hours in order to get the test. I can tell you, I didn't have to wait long. I walked right in, actually. So, there are some places around that probably can serve you well. If you want to know that place, let me know. Anyway, so here's the questions on wait, your wait. It says, the first question, what are you waiting on and what are you waiting for? And how long have you been in a period of wait? What are you waiting on? What are you waiting for? And how long have you been in the period of wait? 2 weeks, 6 weeks, I used to work with people. I always say, yeah, we're going to give you a raise. We're going to put your name in for a promotion. Didn't happen. Wait requires patience with oneself. And right, you're right. You're right, T. Wait does require patience. You have to be patient on the wait. But some people are impatient, so they complain, about their anticipation of what's going to be, what the wait is going to say at the end when it's over. And question number 2. Hope you have a pen and paper. It says, why do you wait and what do you wait out for? Well, what do you wait out for? Such as, do you wait on peace? Are you waiting on love? Are you waiting on financial relief? Are you waiting on a promotion? Are you waiting on respect? What are you waiting for? What? From whom? Why? We don't know. I don't know. You know. Put it in there. Put it in there. Number 3. What do you anticipate happening when the moment arrives that what you were waiting on arrives, or it comes? It comes. What do you anticipate happening? Especially if you find out some good news. Okay? Good news. Somebody left you $1 million. That's a shout right now. That's a shout and a be quiet, because somebody else will be waiting on you to give them some money. I'm just telling you. Sometimes you have people you never knew that knew you, but they'll know you if you have a little money. Just saying. So waiting to hear to see you sing. Ah, well, I got to tell you what I'm waiting on. I'm gonna tell everybody that's here. I'm gonna tell you, I've been taking these dares lately. I don't know. Pandemic's been actually good for me. So anyway, somebody sent me this AARP contest, and it's for anybody that's over 50 years old to submit a video of them singing a cappella a song of their choice. And you have to, meet the rules. You have to, of course, be over 50 years old. You have to meet the ASCAP, which is the singing, music industries. It's their songs. It couldn't be a song I made up. And it has to be that you would tape it on video and then submit it to them by, I think it was August 2nd. So anyway, yesterday evening, I put on this outfit because I knew this is what I was going to wear today. And I said, well, I kind of like that outfit. I put that outfit on. And I did the song Misty by Errol Gardner. And I can't remember his first name. His last name is Burke. But anyway, that's the song I did. I think it sounded pretty good. So anyway, I'm going to see you in 2 weeks. So I'm in waiting to see Gene and the rest of you if I will be one of the finalists. But I certainly think I did a pretty good job with it. And I'm waiting to see the results. So I did that only in anticipation because I knew that I was going to be speaking about weight today. And sometimes weight, now I haven't imagined myself winning. I'm going to tell you that right now. But I anticipate at least getting response back. And I already got the first one saying that my uploaded video was successful. So then they notify you if it actually is, because they have to review them and make sure it's fine. And then if it's reviewed, then you can be put in the gallery. And they have a gallery of loads of people singing. But I chose not to listen to anybody because I didn't want to be threatened or influenced by anyone. So I said, I'll do mine and then I'll look at them. So I'll go back and look at them later. But the point is that I'm in waiting. I'm waiting on seeing if I made the mark, at least to be a contestant. But anyway, so we talk about, so that's my anticipation. I am waiting on that. Question number 4. Have you imagined getting what you want, such as that new house? Good morning, John. That new house, that raise, a new love, divorce. Have you imagined it before it happened? Okay. And then it happened. Have you? You already saw yourself separated from somebody or separated from something. It could be, the house you grew up in. It could be, friendships because they become toxic. It could be love ships because they've gone amok, whatever. Have you imagined getting, even before it happens, that you and then when it happens, you probably don't know what to do, but say hallelujah. The last thing is, how tenacious have you been to remain with what you have identified as being your want? How tenacious have you been to remain with what you have identified to be your want? You have to do it, have to wait on it. There's no other way. What is it? What is it? Every day when I do these questions, if you put these questions down, I believe that there is a book in you, as Lavender Shedrick Williams speaks to in her publishing company, Candy Publishing. Basically, it's telling you, hey, look at this, imagine this. And it really talks about, if you write stuff down, if you journal, if you keep track of your thoughts. Our thoughts are like, soon as we get up and move to something else, we've forgotten probably the critical points of what we want to remember. We may remember some things, we may retain some things, but we have a tendency that we get distracted easily. So the next thing you know, we're over there, and then we're over there, and then we forgot what we were thinking about when we were in the first place we were at, when the thought first came up. So what I say to you is, use this time, and you don't even have to make it me. You can make it giving questions to yourself. Just give yourself a question every day, maybe two, one in the morning and one in the night, and then address it. Address it candidly, address it honestly, because according to my source, the things that you're really honest about and the things that maybe make you ashamed or embarrassed or revealing, those are the things people want to know. People will read, and people pay money for them. So there you go. But anyway, that's my subject for today. I want to read this poem one more time because I think this poem hit it on the head today when we speak of waiting or to wait for something. And this is by E.H. And as I said, I don't know who E.H. is. It says, we're waiting for tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. Our last breath is right upon our heels, yet we still refuse to run. 86,400 seconds, and we're in another day, all slipping through our fingers as we look the other way. The days, weeks, months, and years are made up of right now, a string of fleeting moments that we never can pin down. We gaze into the future as though it's where we're meant to be, always planning for that day when we can say that we're happy. We spend so long looking forward that we may as well be blind, since we don't see until the very end all the things we left behind. Now I know it's just a theory, but I think I've worked out how. The only way to happiness is to love what we have now. You all have a wonderful day. Remember what you're waiting on. Write it down. Get some positive vibes about your future, but live every day as if it's your last. Enjoy your day. Tell somebody you love them. I love y'all. I love everyone that's out there. I love you. I hope you'll see me again tomorrow. We're going to have another topic. And be blessed, be safe, wear your mask, and in some cases, put on them gloves. Have a great day. Bye-bye.